wanna live a life.
That guy did. Oh my gosh! Surprise, motherfucker! What? Oh my god, you're fucking crazy! What is up, you smexy individuals? My name is Birdman778 and welcome to another thematic build video. Today, we're doing one on Flak and calling this our Hellboy Flak. Now, why specifically do we call this our Hellboy Flak? Essentially, this entire build is based around using the new weapon Unkempt Herald for Flak. The Herald is a Torgue pistol that is a returning weapon from Borderlands 2. Originally, the one from Borderlands 2 had a prefix called Double Penetrating on it that essentially made it one of the strongest weapons in the game. And Borderlands 3 does not come with this prefix, but at the same time, I think it's essentially right around that same damage level in many ways, just purely off the fact that it can come in different elements and you can essentially get these new anointments on it that really do increase the damage. So the reason why that we're using the Unkempt Herald is because it was recently introduced in the newest DLC, Bounty of Blood. It is a Torgue pistol that fires a row of gyro jet rockets that end up splitting off into essentially kind of like a V in a V-ish type thing. I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying. But does a extraordinary amount of damage. It was a huge weapon back in Borderlands 2, so it's really great to see this weapon return. It has changed a lot since the original. The original did not spawn with any elements on it, and now it is able to do that. And the original, it tended to be more, it was known as the DEPA, the Double Penetrating Unkempt Herald, and now it does not spawn in any double penetrating prefix. Why they did this, I don't know, but I don't really think it matters because it is still a powerhouse weapon. On this build, we have 4 of them equipped. One corrosive with rack attack. Enemies damaged by rack attack take 100% more damage for a short time. A shock version that is ASE 130 RAB. A fire version that is ASE next to mags do more incendiary. And then a vanilla Unkempt Herald with ASE splash damage increased by 200% for a short time. Reason why I'm doing all 4 is especially since we're doing a Hellboy build, is the fact that Hellboy, his main weapon is his Magnum hand cannon. It's always something that I always thought was super cool when reading the comics and when we saw the movies back in the day. So making a build on this character who's kind of big and oafy like Hellboy, I thought was kind of neat. In regards to the items, we have a Transformer shield with ASE 50% Incinerate for your next 10 seconds. A Cosmic Stalker with splash damage, Torgue weapon damage, and Torgue projectile speed. A Hunter Seeker with ASE 50% Incinerate on the next couple of seconds. And then a Cut Purse launch pad. Now, why these specific items? Well, Transformer is always going to be good regardless on whatever character you're on because of the fact that it's able to absorb 100% shock damage, and also it absorbs some bullets, which go back to your ammo count, which is super nice. But for the thematic side of this, Hellboy himself is immune to electricity, so I always thought that was kind of an interesting thing. If you see the original movie with Ron Perlman, at one point he ends up grabbing railway tracks that was electrified and ends up defeating one of the enemies that way, so I thought it was kind of interesting. This Cosmic Stalker helps out our hunter skill, and also the splash damage, Torgue weapon damage, Torgue projectile speed obviously is going to be huge for the Unkempt Herald. The Hunter Seeker, so after that we use our racks, we're able to get that extra incendiary depending on whatever weapon we're on. So I mean, even using on something like the shock one, we're getting shock damage, radiation damage, and incendiary damage. So a lot of stuff going on at once. And then the Cut Purse launch pad, essentially since we're using one singular weapon, you're going to run through ammo pretty fast depending on whatever you're doing. So having a quick ground pound, rockets go off, hit an enemy, you get more ammo, you're good to go for the rest of the fight. Now, in regards to our skill tree, we're not going to be putting anything in the blue skill tree. Nothing there is really going to benefit us at the moment. In the red skill tree, we're obviously going to be using racks, and we're going to be using the spider ant. Specifically for our spider ant, we're using the Scorcher. Since the most recent update for pets, Scorcher can one-shot people. I mean, I've been seeing a million damage just rolling off people whenever he uses the lava attack. So definitely think that's a huge thing for him. And in regards to our racks themselves, we're using Flock and Load, so we get some more racks themselves, and then Rack Accelerate so that we're constantly able to generate more. In regards to what skills we're using, essentially just your basic, I mean, trying to get Megavore going. Big Game, we got the +2 into that, so our Hunter skills are getting even more duration to them. Interplanetary Stalkers, always a great one. Two Fangs, always a great one. And then Hunter's Eye, I thought was really good, especially whenever you're going through like human mobs. We're getting +21% damage critical to them. So obviously with something with Megavore, you're just smacking guys. And then in the green skill tree, we're just trying to keep our health up as much as humanly possible. And also trying to keep our pet going. So damage reduction from things like Turn Tail and Run, having Lick the Wounds where a pet's going to come over and revive us. And then the power inside where we both gain increased damage. And at full health, we even have even more damage, is super nice. Especially when you're going like one-on-one against somebody, your shield and your health will go up. And then you're able to kill them in one shot. It's always a great thing. In regards to the Mayhem modifiers, that's essentially up to you. I think the two main ones that you should have regardless are Speed Demon and Healy Avenger. Speed Demon, you get a kill, you get more speed. On Flak, he tends to be a bit oafy, so having something where you're able to gain some more speed is really beneficial. Healy Avenger as well, just because as soon as that little heart pops up, if you look up at it, literally you can even just punch it and it'll break, but it's going to drop health for you, which is really great for Flak, who tends to be squishy sometimes, just because he doesn't have great skills like someone like Zane or Amara, where they're able to constantly keep up their health. I am doing essentially some different testing on the hard and very hard skills. Ideally, I think Chain Gang is the best one, just because if you're able to avoid those lasers between enemies, that's awesome. Pool Party isn't that big of a deal unless it's a really confined area and multiple enemies are dying at once. But at the same time, with having your pet pick you back up, you're not really noticing a whole lot of that. And I've been running Holy Crit on a takedown right now, and it actually, I was able to get to Wotan from it. The only reason why I end up losing said takedown was because I just got overwhelmed by the strikers and my pet was down. So it was really hard to kind of try to constantly having all those the visual effects going on at once and get one enemy and it fly away and all that stuff. I think Postmortem is a really great one and would be really beneficial for you, just so you can kill death as it's flying at you, just avoid it, something like that. Or Buddy System is always going to be a beneficial one, just because you kind of have that Healy Avenger mob where you can shoot him real quick and get yourself back up. Now guys, I really do like this build, and I think it's something I'm going to be using kind of consistently, just for fun and actually true mobbing. As you can see throughout the video, as we're going on places like Athenas, we're actually able to kind of wreck through mobs pretty easily. As long as you're constantly able to keep your racks up, it's super beneficial. I think using something like our vanilla Unkempt Peril that has that extra splash damage is super beneficial, because it's going to hit for white damage, and you got that extra splash explosives, and it kind of destroys anyone depending on what the elemental resistance they're having at that moment is. So definitely recommend trying to find one of those for yourself. I got all of my gear from the Ruiner, get it from them. Just because it's a really good way to get all the new DLC weapons. And again, you can check out my last video on the Rose and Ruiner build to see how I did that farm. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you like the thematics we're doing right now. Check out the other ones we did before. We got our Emperor Zane, our One for All Amara, Bakugo Zane recently. So check those out. Let me know what you think of them. But guys, I really hope you're enjoying these thematic build videos. If you like my other ones, check out our most recent ones, whether that's the One for All Amara, the Bakugo Zane, our Rose and Ruiner pet build for Flak, or other Emperor Zane build. Let me know what you think of those in the comments down below. Let me know what another thematic that you would like me to do here soon would be. I like to just kind of mess around with everything here in the game and see what cool new things we can add in. But I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/birdman778 starting at 9 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I got some other streams sprinkled in between there, so make sure you stay up to date on my social media feeds. Twitter.com/birdman778, Instagram.com/birdmangram, and then here on YouTube at youtube.com/birdman778. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, give me any comments, feedback down below. Let me know what your favorite comic character is that we could make a new build video for. But until next time, guys, thank you so much, and stay smexy.